Recognizing that the time for announcements has passed, we continue now in the spirit of sharing. From the chalice, which is a symbol of our community, we light these candles of remembrance, forming a fountain of light to embrace us all in both our joys and concerns. We turn to those who will share our remembrance aloud at this time. We kindly ask that you begin your remembrance by stating your name. If you wish for your remembrance to be shared electronically with the congregation, please be sure to leave a written version with me or our minister.
Good morning, my name is Dan Silver. I'd like to light a candle of remembrance and sympathy for a colleague of mine, Roxanne Williams, who works out of our Atlanta office. Got a call on Friday that she lost both of her nephews in a car accident, 21 and 24.
Good morning, my name is Sabina Ernst. I'd like to light two candles. One in memory of my mom, who would have had her 74th birthday this past week, and another for Deb DeSalvo, who is a former member of our congregation and still a friend. And Deb's mom just went into hospice this week, so I'd like to keep her in our thoughts.
My name is Ethel Owens. I light this candle in a fond hope and prayer that the township of Montclair will send a resolution to the U.S. Congress to move our tax money from the military to peaceful needs. 57% of our present budget goes to the military-industrial complex, while our other needs for health, employment, education, social services, schools, infrastructure are crowded into the remaining 43%. Our communities are suffering, unemployment is tragic. We're asking Congress to divert 25% of the funds presently allocated for the military to creating new jobs for environment, education, infrastructure, health, etc. This Tuesday evening, petitions will be presented to the Town Council with a request that they pass this resolution to Congress. We need hundreds of signatures on these petitions, and I'll be happy to provide petitions to anyone asking me for them after the service. Thank you.
I light this candle for a number of congregational causes and purposes. First, to recognize a wedding that I had the great fortune to attend last night between Maureen Killian and Cindy Menigan, two of the women who were in the original lawsuit that ended up bringing marriage equality to the state of New Jersey. They were married in a wonderful ceremony last night at Montclair State University. And I would hold in our hearts this morning for healing and for strength Jeff and Renee Shand. Jeff will be having his second surgery for his cancer tomorrow. These are folks who are new in town, and they came to our service for the first time last week, and I had a chance to visit with them this week, and I would ask you all to keep them in your heart and in your prayers and your thoughts. And Michael Primo, I want to just shout out, thank you for being such a great representative and ambassador of this congregation, even though most of your work, that was a silent part of it. But Michael Primo, as the coordinator, the campaign coordinator for the New Jersey United for Marriage campaign that has come to fruition, we are so proud that you And there will be one more remembrance. I'll just tip you off now. There will be one more remembrance a little bit later in the service when it's a bit more appropriate to share it with you. So I will light this final candle for all of our unspoken joys and concerns. They are a part of each of us, and so too they are a part of our gathering together. Our prayer and meditation is going to come just a bit bit later in the service this morning. It's normally at this time. But right now it's time for a celebration of love and justice. And Marcus, if you would begin the music. I think we're going to be joined shortly by some children. And Judith, if you would go ahead. Amy's going to sing the verses and we'll join her on the chorus.
May your branches spread far. May you find this world to be a wonderful place and leave it even better for those who follow.
You guys want to sit down? Sit wherever you please. So, how many of you know the story of this banner? The year was 2007. It was 6 years ago when the banner was last in this sanctuary. And we held it up and we said that we were going to stand on the side of love and that we would not rest until marriage equality was gained for the state of New Jersey. And we took the banner out and put it on the front of our building and we said that it would not be brought back down until marriage equality was accomplished. And marriage equality was accomplished this week, my friends. For those of you who are guests, we used to be known as the Unitarian Church of Montclair. but we decided to be more universalist in our approach to things. And so we have the Unitarian Universalist Congregation at Montclair. Things don't stand still. Things keep moving. Things keep moving. So what I wanted you to have the experience of this morning is hearing from some of your presidents. Hearing from some of your presidents about the transition from, Lois Greeby was president, and she'll be the first person that we hear from. Lois was president from 1996 to 1998, and I'm going to drop the screen. So raising, by the way, raising the banner is sort of like retiring it into the rafters. It's not going to live there, but it's a great effect for this morning, isn't it? So there's Lois, and let's hear what Lois has to say, and then we're going to hear from Ruth Carr, who was president from 1998 from 2000 to 2003. Then we'll hear from Janice Maffei electronically. She was president from 2003 to 2006. Sabina von Allen will be here electronically as well. She was our president from 2006 to 2008. Nick Lewis is here in person, and he was the immediate past president, and Teresa de Sousa will also then speak. Lois, what would you say to us this morning?
Yes, you do.
She sent it yesterday.
Not from Lois. I put Lois on that list.
So, I said to my wife Judy this morning, there are a lot of technological pieces to the service. It'll be so interesting to see how they all work out. What Lois wanted you to know was how proud she was to serve as your president. She was president during the time when our congregation was formally recognized as a welcoming congregation. And what she said in her note was that she was so proud to serve at a time when that recognition was made. For those of you who are not familiar with the Welcoming Congregation, it's a program in which our congregation took a very serious look inward to see where we are homophobic, so that we could begin to learn how to deal with our own homophobia, so that we could know better how to deal with homophobia around us in the world. Not that we have completed working on our own homophobia, but we know how to look now, and we know how to work with the world around us. And we're celebrating that work with the world around us this morning. And Lois just wanted you to know how grateful and proud she was to be your president during that time in which that recognition was made. Ruth.
I'm over here, I want to speak.
But you're welcome.
Good morning. I'm Ruth Carr, for those of you who don't know me. And I want to tell you it's a great thrill to be back. I just love to come and visit. Unfortunately, I live too far to be here all the time, but you're never far from my thoughts. I was president of the congregation from 2000 to 2003. And during that time, we had already had the welcoming congregation by my former president. And we had the focus month that year, 2000, of being a welcoming congregation. So that the entire month of February we devoted to working on it and to hearing sermons about it and to, hearing about it in our groups. And let's see, that had been going on for 8 years. I want to make a point here that often in some churches, there was the adoption of the welcoming congregation, but like in name only. Nothing much was done. In our church, on the contrary, we were intentional about actually doing something about it and welcoming people, making sure they knew about us. We were very active in that. That year, we also had a mission and covenant statement, which was adopted, and it said to promote social and economic justice, working to dismantle all forms of oppression. And we really worked hard on that, because you know how much goes into making a new mission and covenant statement. And we earned a certificate that we are a welcoming congregation after 4 years of a process from the UUA. So it was more than just a banner, it was a lot that we worked and really participated in. And it's a process, and we're so happy to see that the banner has been retired because the goal has been reached. And it seemed at the time that it was never going to happen. And here's some, just briefly, statistics from the year 2000. 10% of youth are gay, or lesbian, or bisexual, or transgendered. 25% of homeless youth are gay. 30 to 40% of youth, gay youth, attempt suicide. And 50% of those that do attempt it are gay kids. And I just wanted to know that that's, alarming statistics and how we're making progress. I don't know what the statistics are today, but it'll be 14 years hence, and I'm hoping that it's much better than that. But it's a privilege to be back here. It was a privilege to be president. Some of the happiest years of my life. Thank you.
Janice Buffet, from 2003 to 2006.
Hi, dear friends. This is Janice Buffet, a former president of the congregation. It's a delight to be with you, if only in this format, to celebrate what is a great achievement in today's service. For me, I think back to my early work on a reframed mission. This is even before I became president, where we talked about, and really captured in words on the page, that we were all about promoting social justice, dismantling homophobia, reaching out and welcoming all, and taking responsibility to solve the problems of our community. And that started to come to life with work that really, Charlie, was an incredible leader, I think, for our congregation. In 2003, he began these trips to New Paltz, where I think it was called the New York Wedding Project. And our board and congregation offered significant sort of moral support for his work. And I think I can remember one particular occasion in which he was welcomed back with a standing ovation at a service that was back some 10 years ago. In January 2005, I can recall there was a celebration of Sacred Unions, a Sunday afternoon event at Interfaith. Charlie joined with a local rabbi. It was really an affirmation and celebration of couples of all kinds. So again, this work that we celebrate today, it's part of a long journey and a proud tradition in our congregation. My congratulations to all of you, all of us, really, for the work that's been done. With special thanks, a special call out to Charlie for his leadership, his dedication, his inspiration in leading the way here. Cheers, all good things. Bye. President of the congregation.
She did it so well the first time.
Good morning, my beloved Rainbow community. In reviewing my notes from the 2007 and 2008 annual meetings, 2 events stand out. One is when we hosted an overflow crowd here in the sanctuary to celebrate New Jersey's legalizing of gay and lesbian civil unions. Second was when our board approved and the congregation affirmed our hanging of the marriage equality banner in front of the building. This was a time when we as a congregation were puzzling with how we wanted to broadcast who we are as a community to the larger community and to ourselves. We changed our name, we refurbished the sanctuary and Fletcher Hall, and we started transforming leadership into a spiritual practice. This last initiative want to be as a congregation? Did we have adequate LGBTQ representation on the board? We were already empowering our minister to participate in the New Jersey Marriage Equality Review Commission. Every month, Charlie traveled to Trenton to provide a UU perspective, to educate and to advocate. We are a community of caring and of action. We have signed petitions, we have participated in rallies and marches, we have educated and we have advocated. We have been standing on the side of love militantly. Much love, Sabina.
So I was thinking about this, and there weren't, in the 3 years that I was president, there weren't any of these huge marriage equality moments that I could reminisce about. But the more I thought about it, we did very important things here during those 3 years. And I think one of the most important things we did was we addressed the T in LGBT. And I think one of the things I was proudest of this congregation was that they were so welcoming to a transsexual member. And it was just, I think, a very important and meaningful thing for us to be doing. And, you know, it was I think I will look back on that as the period of civil unions, which were wonderful things, really. I went to a number of them, and they were heartwarming ceremonies. And people would say, well, look, it's just as good. But we knew it wasn't. We knew it wasn't. And we continued to work on marriage equality. And, you know, bending the arc of the moral universe toward justice just takes time. It takes time, and it's long, and it's hard work. And I think that's what we really were doing during that period, is that we were working hard to bend the arc of the moral universe toward justice. And as a result of the work that we were doing during this entire period, but during the 3 years of my presidency, we managed to actually do it. Which, you know, it's doesn't happen that often. So you just have to you know, enjoy it and celebrate it and revel in it. And anyway, it's my reminiscence from that period.
You've really seen a lot of me today. So when my presidency started, there really wasn't a whole lot going on, but two things actually stand out in my memory. I believe it was the first year of my presidency. We had a discussion here. We met on a Wednesday night, and a group of us just kind of sat around and we talked about marriage equality and kind of the state of things, which at that time we were not in a good place. And then we did a candlelight walk from here through Church Street, and a couple of people sort of joined in as we were walking, and that was a great experience. It was a small group of people, but it was a really good experience. That jumped out at me, and then the other thing that actually occurred last year, it may not sound like a good thing, but I think at the end of the day it was. We actually got a complaint from a member of this congregation about the way that they felt that they were being treated.